So on the second page of the note sheet, I want to talk specifically about coterminal angles. And the coterminal angles we're going to talk about for this note sheet are simply in degree form. So how do you find other coterminal angles and what does it mean? Well, first thing is, what does it mean to be coterminal? If you have an angle that starts and ends in the same location, they are considered coterminal to each other. So this particular angle is a 70-degree angle. So that's the initial measurement. Now, if I were to start in the same place, but add 360 degrees to my rotation, I would end up with a 430-degree angle. If I then did another 360-degree rotation, I would end up with a 790-degree angle. And I can keep doing that as many times as I want to, because if you think about it, right, one revolution or one rotation is 360 degrees. So by doing that, you're back in the same place. The other thing you can do is look at the negative angles. So if I take out all of these positive rotations, there we go, and then I look at the negative rotations. Well, 70, if I subtract 360 from it, would be negative 290 degrees. And I could do another subtract 360, which would put me at, where would I be there? Negative 650 degrees. So all of these angles, 70, 430, 790, negative 290, and negative 650 are all coterminal to each other. So coterminal angles start and end in the same place, but the number of rotations can vary. Okay, so for coterminal angles in degree, you are going to add or subtract 360 degrees as many times as you need to. Okay, so for each of the angles below, give two additional coterminal angles. So I'm going to take 150 degrees and add 360. So that'll get me 510 degrees. Let me double check that. Yep. Plus 360. So 510 degrees. I can also take 150 and subtract 360. And that would give me negative 210 degrees. So two additional coterminal angles, 510 and negative 210. Now, you could have also taken 150 plus 360 plus another 360. There's an infinite number of coterminal angles to any given angle. Since we're just looking for two, find me any two that work. So for 85, let's do 85 plus 360. So 85 plus 360 is 445. So 445 degrees. I could also take 85 and subtract 360. All right, that just goes, the rotation would reverse there. I'm arguing with my calculator. So there we go, negative 275 degrees. So there's two coterminal angles for 85 degrees. Negative 300 degrees. I can take that, I can add 360 to it. So negative 300 plus 360 would be a 60-degree angle. And I can take negative 300 and I could subtract 360 from it. Now there's nothing here that says you have to subtract or add or anything. It just, find me two. So negative 660 degrees. So there's another two pairs of coterminal angles to the given one. All right. Last little set here is to match each angle with its coterminal angle. So let's see, if I start with negative 30, and let's see if I add 360. Negative 30 plus 360 is 330 degrees. So that means that is angle A. 750, let's see what happens if I subtract 360. And that gives me 390 degrees. Oh, there we go. B is right there. Negative 250, let me try and add 360 here. Plus 360 is 110 degrees. All right, I don't have 110, so let's see what happens if I add another 360. So plus 360, that's going to give me 470. So that's C, which of course means that answer D needs to be the negative 260, but how do we get it? Well, if I take 100 degrees and I subtract 360, that should get me negative 260 degrees. So coterminal angles, add or subtract 360 degrees as many times as you need to, as long as you are dealing with measurements in degrees. In the next video, in the next note sheet, we'll talk about what happens when you have radian measures and how to find those coterminal